Hello and welcome to the Streamers Unite podcast. I'm your host, David Loudon, and you are listening to the number one spot to keep up with everything Streamers Unite, video games, streaming news, and a chance to get to know us better, the people behind the Discord. Joining me today is my good boy Zizu. How you doing, Zizu? Having a good day?
Oh yeah, how are you doing?
Dude, I'm freaking killing it over here. We got Wolf
Awesome.
X. Wolf, how you doing, bud?
Hey fellas, how you doing today?
Oh dear Lord.
Jesus Christ.
Disney just sent me an email. They said that they're shutting our podcast down forever. Just so you know. So bye everybody. And then we've got the nerdy jarhead. What's up, bud? How you doing?
I'm chilling, man. We're good. We're getting ready for that podcast. You already know.
Any new Apex news? Any new Apex? Any new Apex? How you doing over there in the Apex?
Oh yeah, 100%. There's new Apex news. If you want to play ranked, don't. All right, moving on.
Moving right along. So yeah, y'all. So I hope y'all are doing good today. This is a banger of a start right here. All right, we also have our producer Crispy running the show, and as always, we got Mystic Donkey holding down the chat. Speaking of chat, if you have anything to say during the stream, please post us questions. At the end of the show, we'll try to address a few of them, or actually even during the show, we'll try to address a few of them. And with that said, I'd like to welcome you to episode 4 of the Streamers Unite podcast, where we'll be discussing Fall Guys Season 2, the Avengers launch, which just came out today, Call of Duty Cold War First Look, the future of PSVR, and some drama down in Dallas, if you know what I mean. But first, we'd like to start this... First, we need to start with some Streamers Unite housekeeping. I've got something going on. Okay, so speaking of housekeeping, here we go. It's Streamer of the Week time. Each week, our community selects one streamer to highlight that is deserving of this title, Streamer of the Week. You might be saying to yourself, well, I'm a badass streamer. How do I become Streamer of the Week? Well, the answer is simple. Be active in the community, network, and just be an awesome streamer when people come by your channel. This person is selected by the Discord, and it's up to each and every one of you to pick the best streamer each week. Feel free to throw up suggestions in the chat right now for Streamer of the Week. So this week's Streamer of the Week is our very own Mediocre CEO. My boy, last week gave us an epic interview. Yeah, seriously, man. If y'all want to see who Mediocre CEO is, go to our YouTube page and check him out. He did about a 30-minute interview with him, and it was on point, man. He actually works for the Mavericks esports division and as their creative directors. So it's a very interesting interview. You learn a lot about kind of the NBA and 2K and their collaboration to bring us esports. So it's awesome. He's pretty big into Dead by Daylight, Fall Guys, and Warzone. Surprisingly enough, not 2K. Doesn't play 2K. I guess you don't want to bring your home.
Well, you don't bring work home. Yeah, that's how we explained it. He loves 2K, but he ain't trying to come home and work on 2K after working on 2K.
Yeah, exactly.
I understand that.
No, so don't go there to watch 2K, but dude, he's pretty. You might catch me in his Dead by Daylight stream for sure. I definitely play with him every once in a while. All right, now I'd like to highlight this week's streamers who have reached affiliate. These people deserve all the glory for what they have achieved between their hard work and our community support. They have reached their goals of becoming Twitch affiliates. So these streamers are Herky Jerky, who was our torch holder last week. We did it, everybody. We pushed him. Spooky Shine, Bearded Beowulf, The Republic, Mr. Meester, Steve the Sneak, 346. Yeah. Mr. Mesmerizer, I'm sorry. I said that way wrong. Mr. Mesmerizer. Steve the Sneak, Belgreeds, and then just like within the last hour is Nerdy Jarhead's homeboy, Twitch Jari.
Twitch Jari.
Yeah, let's
go. Congrats, man. Congrats, brother.
That's a lot of people.
Dude, we've been pushing them. So if you're not a part of our community and you are looking to become affiliate, join our community. We should have a link to the Discord.
If you're looking for a nice place to network, if you're looking for a nice place to meet new people, to stream, it's hard to do it alone when you start out in the beginning. We make sure you're not alone, please. Dude, just give us a chance. Hop in. You'll meet some friends. We'll have a good time. It's worth it. Network. That's our best advice. That's the best advice any of us can give you to become an affiliate. And as a bonus, we are just starting this. You will be, for the next week, these 7 people will be hosted on our Streamers Community Unite Discord to help them keep growing their channels. So if you reach affiliate with us,
we will help support you and continue to support you by hosting you for the next week after you reach affiliate. So that's pretty awesome. And I actually recommend you go check out their channels, go give them likes, give them follows, continue to support these people as they grow their channels, and hopefully one day we'll start pushing people to partner. So that's our ultimate goal. And then speaking of goals, we have the torch holder. So let's talk about our new torch holder. As you know, our torch holder program is where we as a community pick one streamer to fast track them to affiliate. This week the streamer is Troy Rodriguez 4, aka Legend of Trey 402. Actually, I'm sorry, it's Trey Rodriguez 4, Legend of Trey. We are working to get this homie pushed to affiliate, so please go give him a follow right now. Next time he's up, go give him Linux. We promote him in our Discord. So every time you see him up, please do your best as a community to help him reach affiliate, because the quicker he reaches affiliate, the quicker we can have a new torch and help someone else. So the more we see you in there, the more likely it is we are to make you our torch holder. So please support our community and support our torch holder. We really appreciate it. So yeah, absolutely. So and then as always, I like to end this with our community events, which is still very vacant. We still do not have.
Well, wait, but we can promote the little point system thing we got going on for the community game or the scary game. Come on now,
What's going on?
What's going on with the 25,000 channel points to make us play a game all together or a scary game.
Oh. So it'd be Dead by Daylight?
Challenge right now for 25,000 points. We'll play a scary community game.
Is it going to be after the stream, or is it going to be? Tell me more, everybody.
That was up there, so I'm not sure if it's a standalone stream on its own. We could probably do that, but I figure I'm assuming just because it's kind of in the niche right now and it looks a lot of fun to play. If we do hit that 25,000, I kind of want to play Among Us and murder everyone in here.
Yes,
I'm just gonna throw it out there.
Down.
I'm just gonna throw it out there.
What's the pitch on Among Us? I've never played that game.
It is literally like Town of Salem, but better, in my opinion. And you just kind of like walk around doing tasks, and there can be one or two imposters, and you just have to murder people and convince people that you didn't murder them.
That sounds crazy. So
it is.
So it's like a giant game of like whodunit, basically.
Yes, literally.
Yeah.
And you have to like fake doing tasks, so you have to have like knowledge of being a non-imposter in order to sell being an imposter. You know, you have to not make sure you have certain tells and stuff like that. It's really fun. Yeah,
dude,
it looks really fun. So I'm down to do that with us in the mod chat. So let's get that 25,000 channel points up there, guys, so we can go ahead and get one of those out there for you.
Awesome. So we do have one community event.
Yes.
So let's support our community. Let's get that going, and let's freaking go, everyone. Let's get those channel points. So all right, everyone. By the way, it's my wife's birthday this week, and I still have no idea what I'm gonna get her. Do you have any wild speculations on what that could be? Just kidding, guys. I just wanted to do that to see how you'd react. All right, so hey, speaking of awkward, it's time for topics, everybody.
Yes.
Woohoo!
Topics.
Look on your guys' face.
Good segue. Great segue.
Guilty.
So, forgot that it was my wife's birthday present, but Fall Guys Season 2. Let's get it.
Woo! All right, so we are going to show you a short video to get this kicking off. Let's go. Crispy!
That's hilarious, dude. That's hilarious. Do we have a video for Fall Guys?
Do we have the video up?
Do we?
Crispy? Do we have a video?
Did you just throw Crispy under the bus? Because I'm making a picture and not a video.
There's no video.
Did you just murder our producer?
Oh, no. We were supposed to have
We're
a video.
already playing Among Us?
I know. We're just done. This podcast is over. Just shocking.
Oh, my God. You murdered this man in cold blood.
I think the video's only for the Call of Duty one.
It's okay, bro.
I thought I was on the wrong page with that one. All right, so we're going to start out with an article. This one's by Eric Kane, Fall Guys Seasons 2. I recommend you go to it. There is a video in it that I thought we were going to watch, but apparently not. It's pretty interesting. It just kind of goes through some of the stuff. So I'm going to start reading this right now. In an otherwise fairly lackluster GameCon opening live presentation, the Fall Guys managed to steal delight with a sneak peek of its upcoming second season. Fall Guys is equal parts delightful and frustrating, but just watching a trailer of other people playing it is mostly the former. And Season 2, which shuffles and rolls its way to PC and PS4 this October, looks wonderful. This season is medieval themed, so expect knights, Vikings, dragons, witches, and new courses, which drawbridges, swinging axes, and more. Check out the sneak peek trailer below. Gamescom opening night live wasn't entirely a bust, though it did little to whet the appetites for next-gen systems. Other highlights include Little Nightmares 2 and Destiny 2 trailers showing off new dark powers and the simple fact that there is not a political convention. Fall Guys Season 2 kicks off October 6th, so you still have a lot of time to finish the first season's Battle Pass. On the other hand, if you're on PS4 and still haven't downloaded the game, you only have a few days left to nab it for free. That is important. Go download that game.
Yes,
You actually can't download it anymore now. Yesterday was the last day you could download Fall Guys
last
for free.
day.
Was it?
So you missed it.
So if you missed your chance to get Fall Guys for free on PlayStation Plus, I'm sorry, you're a day too late.
Yeah, you're a day too late, man.
Oof. This is why we had Wolf on the podcast today, man.
Remember, kids, don't be a day too late. All right.
Yeah, honestly, you should have. If you didn't download it, I guarantee you, in about a year down the road, you're going to be kicking yourself when this game really takes off. So I mean, it's taking
for sure. I was gonna say 100%. If you ever get if you do have PlayStation Plus and you have those free games and you're like, well, I only have 4 gigs free because my other games are here. Just leave it. Just download it and then delete it and leave it in your library because it's still yours. You still own it. You can just re-download it later.
Or
so don't think
Call of Duty.
Yeah, yes, or remove Call of Duty, or do that, please.
100 gigs.
Save your PS4. For just a penny a day, you too can save your PS4 from the tyranny of 100 gigs.
1/5 of your hard drive on your original PS4.
Just as PS4 savings.
But back to Fall Guys though. It's how do we feel about the whole because a lot of battle royales now and a lot of games in general are pushing these the season mentality that content does have to come out in seasons and season passes and stuff like that. Do we feel like that's a decent format? I mean, I like that skins and stuff are coming out like that, and they have I guess usually it's a weekly store and stuff like that. But how do we feel? Are we getting more into the area of a decently fair microtransaction versus they're just bleeding you for money and giving you an unfinished game? Are we reaching that point where it's good? Do we think?
I have a couple bones to pick with battle passes. First off, I think the reason everyone is doing battle passes is because Fortnite was so successful with their battle pass and the way they did it. But one of the things that really upsets me about battle passes, let's say you drop $10 on a battle pass, right? This season's free, so you don't have to worry about that with Fall Guys. But let's say, Apex, you drop your money on a battle pass. You play let's say you just play 5-6 hours of it. You just basically wasted $10 because you're not getting all those items. I think with battle passes, they need to be a little more conscious of, hey, you're actually spending money on this. We should give you some of this stuff that even though you're going to the idea is you earn it throughout the season, they should still give you some of that stuff at the end of the season just because you are paying for content. And if you're not playing, you're basically just giving them money for free. So I feel like the whole battle pass system does have its faults as far as that's concerned. I'd like to see more battle passes be more giving. Hey, here's your battle pass. There's 1 or 2 things that you have to grind it to get, but for the most part, here's most things in the battle pass at the end of the season so that y'all can enjoy it. You know what I mean? Obviously, there's got to be a reward for finishing the thing, but
yeah, for sure, I understand that.
Yeah, and so I just feel like if you were to at the end of the season, they actually pay you out for what you paid for.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say because I don't know. Let's just say I didn't get a chance to view the skins, but I do see the cute little dragon skin and the little Viking skin and stuff like that. If that's the level 100 tier skin and you only get to 68 and you don't play out the whole game, I kind of wish they would just cash you out at the end of the season. Oh, you didn't get a chance to get the XP, but at least you get the end game rewards or something or whatever. I mean, and I understand that you paid for it, you chose to pay for it, so you kind of understand that within 70 days or however long it is, you got to grind it out to get your rewards. You could also pay for it, but you do got to grind it out to get your rewards. So I kind of understand both sides,
Go ahead, Wolf.
Yeah, I was for you are choosing to buy the battle pass, but for the battle passes for games, because everybody's follows suit. You have Call of Duty's battle pass, you have Apex's battle pass. It's their way of saying hey, you spent the money on here, but you're only going to get all the rewards if you play our game. It's kind of their way to hook, line, and sinker to keep you playing that game.
Yeah.
Well, Zizou, any thoughts?
I just think the battle pass system just way overdone. It's literally in everything. Like Destiny 2 just started doing it like a few months back.
Do they have a
like,
battle pass now?
Yes.
Do they really?
Dead by
Yes.
Daylight does it too. Dead by Daylight
Yeah,
does it too.
I don't mind them. Like in Fortnite and in Destiny, like they have like the free track. Like you don't have to buy it to get everything. And actually in the Destiny version, you actually get some really good stuff without paying into it.
Okay.
But I'm not sure how it is for other games. Like if
Most
you get a
games
decent
just
amount of
keep
stuff for free,
It
or
is not like that with Apex. You
No.
probably get like 100 like legend tokens and then a swift middle finger, and then you have to pay for the rest of the content.
It's about
cool
the same way
lines.
for Valorant. Valorant's got a battle pass system also, and all its free stuff is very, very basic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they do that on purpose. But the nice thing though is they usually end up giving you like usually end up like if you start the battle pass, you get halfway into it and you go, hey, I want to pay for this. They usually reward you by just leaving you off where you were. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to like restart the battle pass once you buy it halfway through the season if that's what you decide to do. So that's one nice thing I've noticed that almost all battle passes do.
Well, that's like for Valorant for the battle pass. Like I don't buy it until I've completed the battle pass because like if I don't complete the whole thing, I'm not going to drop the money into it.
There you go.
That's
great option.
Yeah.
So awesome.
I mean, that is definitely a pretty good way of doing it. But you know how they trap you with that is that they give you like 8 skins in the beginning. So like if you pay for the battle pass right away, you get like 6 or 7 exclusive skins off the bat. Like that is the reward for unlocking the battle pass. That's how they get you. Kids, remember, don't pay for random battle passes.
I paid for the season 5 Apex one and just wasted it. What a waste.
and just wasted.
It was, dude. I just literally handed EA friggin' 10 of my dollars and said, here you go, have free $10. Just for you, EA.
I do like that they're at least keeping up with the game though. At least people are, keeping interest with it. I don't think they expected it to be as big as it was. So I do like that they're, fleshing out skins, amidst everything that's going on, and they're trying to keep up with the servers from burning down. They do have their cheater problem, but they're trying to work on it, etc. I mean, Fall Guys is going to go places for sure. It's a very friendly game, and they're definitely. I mean, everybody's doing the season pass thing, but I feel like at least for Fall Guys, it would have been a game that had something similar to a season pass without that being a real thing. If they were like the first ones to bring it into existence, I feel like Fall Guys would have been a game that had a system like that by default, just because of all the skin possibilities and cosmetic possibilities. Because you see your character in third person. A lot of people do buy skins for their characters, but mostly it's FPS, right? Like it's kind of hard to appreciate your skin. Yeah. So I feel like Fall Guys would have had something cosmetic because.
Would you have rather just been able to buy the skins though up front? Be like, hey, it's $1 or $2 a skin instead of having to buy this whole pass.
It's never $1 or $2 a skin. It's usually like $10 like up front. Yeah. It's like $9.99 for like a single skin, which is where the battle pass also comes in handy too. So that's also a good thing. With things like that. It does give
you a lot for $10 if you grind it. That is for sure.
Yeah,
that's for sure. And do you think how come it's just default that all battle passes are $10? Is that just something the industry decided?
That is. I mean, if you think about it, $5 seems like a little bit too much, but I wouldn't pay $15 for a battle pass. So where do you lie?
That's interesting. That's interesting. Anybody have any impressions on what they think of season 2? Anybody still playing Fall Guys right now and enjoying it?
I play it every now and then. Like, I'll pick it up and play a game or two, but I mean, I'm not playing it consistently. It's just kind of a nice game to like, all right, FPSs are really pissing me off right now. Let's go just be a goofy little jelly bean and jump around.
Dude, I have the same way you are. Like, I'll be playing Dead by Daylight for a while. I even did this last night, Dead by Daylight, and it's just like, man, all this violence is like messing with my head. I'm gonna go be a little jelly bean and grab onto some people for fun. You know what I mean?
Now, see, the way I played is I grind it out for 12 hours a day, and I'm trying to keep an eye on the scene. So, like, if Call of Duty needs a competitive Fall Guys player, that I'll be the first one in.
What?
We knew a teammate could be on this.
Really quick.
Yeah. You gotta grind out the games, man. You gotta be the best of the best, dude. I hold the title of #1 Fall Guys player across all systems. Okay.
Oh my gosh. By the way,
400,000 crowns with $10 in
tier 1 subs. Congratulations, Streamers Community Night. We shot those out. Congratulations.
That was what, 10 now? Is that they lifted 5 earlier? I saw that, so I'm pretty sure.
Dang, let's go.
Nice. You guys are slinging those subs.
Dang, dude, let's go. Let's go. Zizu, you have any more thoughts on this topic? You've been a little quiet.
No, I haven't played this game at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I know. I'm probably like the only one in the world that hasn't played it, but it's fine.
Blasphemy.
Do you have any interest? Does the medieval theme interest you at all in playing it or anything like that? Like, does this give you any like, oh dang, this looks cool because of medieval stuff?
If I totally run out of stuff to play before November, I'll probably go check it out for sure.
That's
fair. Wrong.
Fair.
Yes, medieval stuff. Here's this googly eye rainbow dragon, everybody.
All right. Well, you know what they didn't have in medieval times? VR. VR, everybody. So, hey, our next article is...
They did. It was just real life.
Like I'm working on segues today. Segues are my thing.
Yes, I like it.
Yeah,
Segues are getting better.
Let's go. All right.
You know what else is getting better? VR.
VR. Hey! Get it, everybody. All right. So this article is from Game Rant. It's by Keena Sullivan. PlayStation reaffirms commitment to VR. The PlayStation 5 has, for the most part, been shrouded in mystery ever since it first announced. Sony has been playing its cards close to the chest, and even the design of the PS5 alone wasn't revealed until June of this year. Since then, even more questions and concerns have begun to surface regarding the console. However, Sony has now reaffirmed that one aspect of its hardware will definitely be carrying over. It is safe to say that PlayStation VR has become an integral part of gaming for many players. When it was first launched on the PS4, many in the gaming community were impressed by what it accomplished. The VR component has offered many unique experiences in terms of the overall medium, especially in horror games like Resident Evil VR. I also hear Five Nights at Freddy is really fun in VR.
That's a VR game? Oh my god.
Yeah, got it in VR now, and I hear it has some jump scares.
I mean, eventually there's going to be some kind of lawsuit of like, I freaking threw my headset and busted it open because Freddy jumped out and scared me.
Have you seen the video of like Resident Evil 7 grandma's playing it?
Sony or?
Yeah.
I'm suing my individual headset for that. All right. So, growing concern among many in the gaming community with the possibility that the PS5 would not feature VR in any capacity. However, this concern went away quickly once Sony started filing patents that were in reference to a PSVR 2. Now, according to a new corporate report, Sony has now begun to express its confidence in how well VR experiences will thrive on the PS5. In a corporate report, Sony outlined how the company will create better experiences for users and will continue to maintain the momentum that the VR had on the PS4. This hopefully, in turn, will promote a smooth transition over to the PS5, considering that the PSVR made Sony over $2 billion in sales overall. It's not surprising that the level of care and dedication that the company is taking in order to make the next iteration of PSVR the best it can be. So I'm gonna stop right there. That's probably enough of this article to read. So, once again, I feel like I'll start with this one because I know I'm the VR person here. I do have a PlayStation VR. I really do like it. There are rumors that I think it's not a rumor. I think it's been confirmed that the current iteration of PSVR will work with your PS5. But it will. Do you know? Yeah. So the thing that I'm curious about is, so when you open up your PSVR box, it comes with literally another micro console about this big that you've got to plug your PlayStation in, then you plug that console into the TV. My curiosity is that are they going to just eliminate that box altogether and have it all run through the PS5 and you just plug your cords in there? Or are you still going to need your PS5 or that little box to hook it into with your PS5? Because honestly, like if they were to actually build that component into the PS5, that would be a whole headache. Like not only setting it up, but just honestly, I feel like it makes your UI run slower because it's got to go through another box to run. So
for sure. I mean, if it's gonna work and it like absolutely requires that box, then they might either it might either come with one per system possibly, and you still have to buy the VR, but at least it gives you the little box.
Well, they'll probably not
already have it.
No, they won't do that because it comes with the VR. It comes with the VR, so it's part of the whole package.
But then, so I guess the that is the question on is how that would work. I mean, the only other way is that they build it in. You don't think?
If they could really just, because it's got HDMI port and then another port for just I think to plug it. So one that goes out, one that goes in.
Maybe it's just a different cable, like a DVI to HDMI or something like that.
I think it's to render the graphics. It's basically more horsepower for your PlayStation to make it render the graphics better for VR because it just takes so much to run VR that I don't think a base PS4 has the capabilities in it to do it.
You might not need it.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
You probably not need it then.
I'm hoping that you can just plug it straight in to the back of your PS5, and then Zizu, have they released a picture of the back of the PS5, or has it all been the front?
Nope. Only shown the front. They've never shown the back yet.
Yeah, they only showed the stand-up fan.
Yeah, so so the router that Sony is actually giving you.
The PlayStation oscillator fan. Coming out this November.
Did they team up with Dyson for their design? What's going on here?
No, they teamed up with Boeing.
Boeing to bring you 747 since PlayStation 2.
Put that shit in a wind tunnel. Jeez Louise. Yeah, that thing is funky looking, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm excited to see what the future of VR is like with this offering. Because potentially if you don't need the box anymore for your PS5 for the PSVR, they could literally just market a cheaper version, be like, hey, here's the PS5 version of PSVR. It doesn't need the box. If you have a PS4, you still need the older version, but this version, you don't need that extra little component. Save you a little money there. And then honestly, like just the fact that you don't have to have one more box sitting under your TV really excites me. So I really hope they do the right thing and actually eliminate that box, because it's the one thing about PSVR that kind of bugs me.
That's definitely fair. Yeah, that would be the only other avenue that they go, is that it's just gone once it comes out.
Yeah.
Because if it already comes with the system, then there would be no point in putting it in the system. So it's probably just an elimination tactic, for sure.
Yeah, that would be. It would probably save Sony money too, I would assume.
Yeah, just to make a tiny little component instead of just plugging it in or whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But how do we? Sorry, I don't mean to take the floor from anybody, but you know, I don't know if Zizu and Wolf have anything to say, but like, how do you guys feel? VR games are do you think they're gonna be like neck and neck with a mainstream just regular sit down controller play, or PC play, keyboard and mouse play, or do you think they're just gonna be on the back shelf like forever?
Zizu, why don't you tackle this first?
I don't know. It just really depends on who, like, because my biggest problem with VR was just like the games. Like, there's been a couple games that looked really interesting, but for the most part, they've been just kind of like meh. Like, do I want to pay $400+ for a VR headset? Like, I don't know. That was like my only concern about the games. And for the video game company side, is like, do they want to put all this money into a game that they know that they won't sell nearly as well as if they don't do VR? So, yeah, I don't know.
Do you think? So you're saying it's more of like a player-based thing? Like those games just aren't. Because it said in the article, Sony's already made $1 billion off their PSVR, so they're obviously
for sure.
Two, not one.
Yeah, $2 billion. Sorry.
If you call now.
Well, you know me in numbers. Come on.
But whatchamacallit? Yeah, but that's the thing though, right? Like, it is technically still emergent technology. So most of the games are just kind of like, look, you're here now. But like, what happens when they're like, all right, you already know you're here, but here's the actual game. You feel me? Because a lot of them are kind of like just introducing things.
I think what would help the whole industry is if Sony just says, screw plugging it in through your PS5. Like, let's just release the PSVR 2 headset, have it be an independent thing like the Oculus Quest, and just have their UI on there and make it a thing, so that it's like, because I know they aren't splitting their business right now with a handheld like they used to be doing, like with the PS Vita or the PSP.
Oh, God.
They're not doing that right now. So what if they just took those resources and that money, put it into just its own unit of PSVR 2, and just had it be a thing? You know what I mean? That wasn't strapped to your TV, that you could take anywhere, that could be a thing. So I think that would be
insane. Yeah, that would be a good avenue to go for sure. Yeah, I guess it's just, it is just like, Zizu said, the speculation of, that game's kind of like, I guess I could just be standing up and looking into a $400 piece of glass I paid for. That's sweet. Like,
well, I honestly, once you get over the excitement of VR, I haven't plugged mine in probably for a couple months. There hasn't been a game yet. I've been thinking about getting Iron Man VR, and popping that in and playing it, because
but I think that level of game needs to quickly phase out. I don't know if people really like the, look, you're Iron Man now. Cool, I spent $60 to just have hand blasters while I'm standing up in my room. Like, I feel like they gotta utilize VR.
Sounds still pretty cool to me.
Listen, but how many times are you gonna play that game?
Oh, I'm gonna beat it and then shelf it. Absolutely. Absolutely.
you know, like I feel like that experience is so one side. It's kind of like playing games like The Last of Us or whatever. Like, you know, you play it once and it was great.
Yeah.
But that was it. Like I think they need like some kind of playability, you know, replayability
Yeah, you
in
need
games.
for VR.
Like Beat
you really
Saber
need-
is an insane example because it's really cool and it's interesting, but you can
That's
also
a
just
system seller right there. That sells
play it. Yeah.
VR.
But they
for
they
sure.
need stuff like that because it's not like, you know, I wouldn't get the same excitement from just sitting down with a controller, but it's also unique to VR. Like they need more things that are not just look
Yeah.
at me, my feet work.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Wolf, what were you gonna say?
So I mean, VR, like you saw, I mean, like I was gonna say earlier, like it's more of like a niche. Like people are gonna get it and play it, and then they're not, or they're gonna play it continuously. But for VR, you really need games that are very immersive to make you feel like you're actually somewhere different, not just
Not just
spinning
telling you that
around.
you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the two games I want to get VR for PC. Granted, this is PlayStation we're talking about, but VR, you know, was for PC first. And the two games I want to get for VR is Elite Dangerous and iRacing. Elite Dangerous is a space exploration simulator, basically. So
Okay.
imagine playing Ace Combat with the setting of EVE Online.
Okay.
And you only sit in the pilot's seat. You can't play the game any other way. So if you get a joystick setup with the VR, like when you're looking around the cockpit that you're sitting in.
That's
and
cool.
imagine when you're in a firefight with another spaceship, instead of like, you know, turning the ship to try to look at someone, like you just got to look like this and then follow them instead. Like you can, when you get lined up to them, then you slowly turn your head back down.
Did you know that Star Wars Squadrons is also going to be a VR title?
That's going to be amazing, and I can't wait for that game to come out.
See, I hope it's going to be amazing. I pray to the gods every day that they don't ruin another Star Wars game because I can't play another Star Wars game where I'm playing arcade mode and they're like, you're having too much fun. That's enough points for today. I will lose my mind. I will lose my mind. I will lose everything.
Yeah, and then for like iRacing is an online racing simulator. So you're sitting in the driver's seat of whatever race car you're in, and you can't play the game anywhere else. So with games like this, you are in a very immersive environment. So and for like iRacing, like you're looking into the turns to make your apex turns and stuff like that with your steering wheel.
Oh,
Yeah.
So like things
That's
like that,
dope.
games like that
stuff like that you know, I don't have to tell you that you're in VR. You know, because you're you're in it. You know, you're doing it. That stuff would definitely be.
What about like Half-Life Alyx, which was supposed to be like and was in all regards like a system seller because it did move Steam's VR. Like you couldn't get a hold of those for a while because it worked best on there. What about an experience like that? Like, and would you be into something like that?
I never played Alex. I really don't know anything more about it.
I don't know. I see, but I don't with games that have previous titles or previous storylines. I don't know what sold it. I don't know if it's just because it said Half-Life for all the people who really liked Half-Life.
People were assuming it was a continuation of the missing episode. Basically,
yeah, that's my point. Like people have been memeing Half-Life 3 for years. So like, what sold that? You know, did Half-Life, the words Half-Life, sell it?
Yes.
Or did that's exactly what I'm trying to say though. Like I don't know. In a situation like that, I feel like you have to make some kind of standalone title to really get like some control group results. Because if you're just making something that says, look, this is a game that you loved from years ago, people are probably just going to be like nostalgic and get it. In all fairness,
I think for like a game like Half-Life Alyx, back when VR was like kind of just launched, 5-6 years ago, like it was very, very limited to what you could do with it. And I was looking heavily into VR. There was something that they called the Omni platform. And if this ever became, I saw your face, Dave. You're like, what is that?
Yeah, what?
It's a gun you get in Destiny if you kill orcs 3 times.
So the Omni platform is basically a controller you stand on. It's like a treadmill that you wear special shoes on, and it senses your feet.
You got a belt. Got the belt.
Yeah, it's got a belt that senses your, moving, your side-to-side movements, it turns. So, like, if you combine the Omni platform, if that ever comes out and available to public with VR,
that's where it kills
games like Half-Life Alyx or Call of Duty VR would be a lot more awesome because you're actually
running and walking.
But there's a reason that didn't take off. I think that would be more of a prevalent way of control if that was something that was more viable, because I think that's something that would still take you out of the game. You know what I mean? A little bit, because you still have. I think that technology maybe would have to be a lot bigger than just like I remember the platform was basically not very big in the first place. So like, and honestly, I don't know what the best way to solve that problem other than you have a giant warehouse with an uncorded VR unit and you're just running through doing a bunch of stuff. You know what I mean? I think honestly Oculus Quest kind of addressed that issue the best with the way that it does things, how you can it actually scans the room for you. So when you put on an Oculus Quest, it'll scan the room around you, and then you literally draw a perimeter that you want to stay within. And when you start leaving that perimeter, it lets you know that. So I think like at the end of the day, the best thing to do would be something sort of like that, where it's like a unit, you bring it outside in a big open field, you draw your perimeter, and then this is where your gaming area is. I don't think necessarily having a unit sitting in your living room that looks like a child's bouncy toy, which by
I don't listen, man. I don't know, but I don't know about you, but if I'm getting kills in Call of Duty because Timmy ate too many donuts and can't run, bro. Listen, bro. My KD and fitness need to be protected. Okay, all right. I don't want no excuse of I'm an old man because I'm outrunning you in COD.
It's like the DDR.
Imagine that platform with a power glove, bro. You're summoning Exodia at that point, dude. You're freaking unstoppable.
The power glove? The wizard called. They want their reference back.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh my god.
Anyway. Thanos before he was Thanos.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
The original Thanos, that bully who picked on the kid from Wonder Years. Anyways.
I love this.
Speaking of bullying, Call of Duty Black Ops. Let's move forward. It's been around a while, so we're gonna switch topics here, and we're gonna start out with an actual. I promise you, we actually have a video this time. So let's pop over to that.
Don't play it, Crispy. Don't play it. Don't just put up.
Welcome back, everyone, and I hope you enjoyed that video. I would like to comment on the wrinkles on Reagan's face. Just look absolutely amazing.
After you say that, I want to comment on Sins in the chat because it's exactly what I was saying earlier, like to myself as well. But Sins literally just said what I was thinking too. I'm getting good trailer, bad game vibes, and I really don't want another like Infinite Warfare.
Yeah.
Call of Duty where it like looked cool because they were jumping around in space and then just like nobody liked that game.
Yeah. Well, that was when Titanfall was like really big with what it was doing, and so they were trying to emulate the whole Titanfall feel with absolutely every shooter. So I think that was kind of a product of its time, to be real honest.
I guess, but you know, there was a lot of there's just been a lot of CODs that have been very 50, like even Ghosts. A lot of people will like die by Ghosts, but a lot of people will say that it was probably one of the worst CODs they've ever played. So like, I just hope it's one that we can all sit down and like. You know, I don't like COD, but it was a pretty good game. Like that's what I'm hoping because it looks very good, and we need a good COD. Like especially a good COD story. I'm tired of telling people hitting 500, and I asked them like, how'd you enjoy the story? I've never seen it.
Yeah. Well, and apparently with this game too. So Sledgehammer, as you know, it was actually supposed to be their year to create Call of Duty. And something happened with them. I'm not sure exactly what. Maybe Zizou knows a little bit more information on that. He seems to be the guy for that. But so Raven Software was actually supposed to be taking the place of Sledgehammer, and Raven Software was not able to like step up to the plate and do it fully. So they brought in Treyarch to help them out and then put the Cold War name on it. Do you have any, or Black Ops name on that? Do you have any comments on that, Zizou?
I don't know like the full story between them and Sledgehammer, but I just know that Sledgehammer is like totally out. Like they're not making any Call of Duty anymore. Like they're done.
Oh, they're done. Okay.
But the only thing that makes me worried, since this game wasn't supposed to come out this year, how long in advance were they told this? And are they rushing this out? And is it going to be broken?
Well, they might have just taken the story that they had already kind of created that was supposed to be Black Ops 4 that they omitted and just kept building it. So that would explain why this would happen, is because since they left, I mean, they had most of a game built for that Black Ops 4 that they just did not release. So I'm assuming that what happened was they went, okay, well, here's what our Black Ops 4 was supposed to be. Let's just put sledgehammers out for whatever reason. Let's just take that campaign and just keep building it and have Raven kind of fine tune it. That's kind of the vibe that I got. But I'm not sure if that's true or not.
I mean, it's definitely a fair speculation, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's read this article, see if we can get some more talking points here. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War multiplayer details reportedly leaked. This is by Aski Patel from Essential Sports. So this is actually a sports site talking about esports, which makes sense. The Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War definitely lived up to its hype and impressed fans all around the world. It had one of the most extensive, elaborate, and challenging reveals ever, but in the end, was it all worth it?
The story said, not was it? It was all worth it.
Oh, it was all worth it.
Yes.
Thank you so much. The story is set in the 80s. Yeah, look it out. Always looking out for me, nerdy. I'm just gonna have him read numbers from now on too. So the story is set in the 80s when Cold War was at its peak, with Perseus and a notorious Soviet agent as its protagonist. Along with the campaign storyline, fans also got a glimpse at the multiplayer mode. The 10-second preview didn't reveal much, which we saw at the end, but it was officially unveiled on the 9th of September 2020. But the COD 2020 title has been plagued with leaks leading up to its reveal and has been absolutely spot on. And the most recent one gives us a little more information about the multiplayer modes coming to the game. Popular Call of Duty YouTuber The Gaming Revolution recently put up a video showcasing more information about the Black Ops Cold War multiplayer mode. He reveals that a group of streamers, pros from the industry, actually got a chance to play the game beforehand and shared drawings of the campaign and multiplayer modes. Take a look at the video below.
Can we stop it there? Can we cut it there? The only reason I want to cut it there is that last little excerpt is probably the most important excerpt in any video game's history, lifeline, continuity, replayability, anything. The fact that people are actually playing the game, because I'm starting to be convinced that people do not play games before they get released. Okay. And everybody finds like a million problems on the release day. But the fact that they actually got people, streamers and pros, so like most likely casual players that are just big streamers, and then actual professionals, to play both campaign and multiplayer is probably the most important thing for any game that comes out today, especially if it's going to be a game that has a multiplayer.
Okay. Do you think that has something to do with this whole COVID thing and the fact that they're just like, okay, well, instead of keeping it all in-house, we have to go out of house with it anyways. Why don't we just reach out to the best?
I think it has to do with the fact that, in recent years, I remember when there was a time that you could pre-order any game, and you probably wouldn't be upset that you pre-ordered it and you just played it, and it would be like a meh at worst. Like it wouldn't disappoint you. But a lot of these games come out in
Hearts 2.
Beta, which is an unfinished alpha, entirely unfinished game. Immense. It takes 5 months for the game to be good, which means they should have just dropped that game.
But they say beta to temper your expectations, and they still want to make money.
Listen, see that's the problem though. I don't want a beta. I want a game. I want the game. I want you to drop the game without me being able to get in one game and like walk through a wall, or there's like no textures here in this corner, or some kind of nonsense.
Watching some Avengers this week has been
it, definitely,
Like,
Avengers has been insane as well. Man. Actually, but that's the thing though. When people play the game, they find these things, and I've been slowly convinced. I mean, they have to have people that play the game, but in my mind, I've been slowly convinced that people just literally don't play them.
Well, there's no reason though, between having 100 to 200 people playing this game, testing it, and then releasing it to a million, hundreds of thousands, if not a million.
That I understand. That I understand. Like if you have, I don't know, a wall that you walked into and you walked through it or something in like a non-common area in the back of the map somewhere, whatever. What I'm speaking of is like you shooting a gun and the gun doesn't do damage.
Okay.
Like those kind of things, and they happen on drop day all the time.
Huh?
Or skins coming out, just like in Apex, the Wraith skin came out that had a hitbox 4 times the size of Wraith. How?
But do you think that they're still going to get this into enough hands beforehand to alleviate some of that? Because
professionals do care about the games, and there's a lot of them. There's a lot of like give and take between like, oh well, if it's good for the professional, it's not going to be good for the casual, and there is some truth to that for sure. I'm not saying everybody's a saint, 100%, But professionals do care about the games they play, and a game that they intend to grind, they will at least, bring out some kind of points. Do the devs listen to it always? They don't have to, but at least they have something to work off of, like, hey, this gun seems a little weak, or this isn't working properly, this mechanic doesn't seem to be going as good as it needs to be, whatever the case may be. So I'm hoping that gets fixed, or through at least people playing it, that they see some of those things.
And any thoughts, Wolf, on the multiplayer or just the game in general right now?
I mean, I like I said, I uninstalled Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Like, I got my fun from it. It was great. I'm kind of out of the whole Call of Duty, hype these days.
Okay.
This looks pretty good. I'll probably play it for single player only. I probably will not even touch multiplayer because there's other multiplayer games I play now that I prefer. But yeah, I agree. I mean, I hope they get into enough hands so they can figure out all these glitches that people will find, especially in multiplayer. Like, I really get sick and tired of going into multiplayer games and like someone finds this glitch where you can't see them because they're in a wall, but they can literally see everybody on the map and shoot you through the wall, and you can't do anything about it.
Yep.
So, like, I'm glad they're getting this out, like you were saying, to professional players, both single and multiplayer, so they can test it out. But again, a lot of these glitches aren't found by professional players. They're found by people that are intentionally going out, studying these maps, and doing everything possible to find some crazy glitch that people can abuse in games. So
yeah, that's definitely fair.
It's a race to post it. If you're the first to it, you get a name for yourself. So I think that has
exactly.
A lot to do with it,
You find the first glitch and you post it on YouTube. You could have 300 subscribers on YouTube, and just like that, you could have 20,000 subscribers on YouTube with a video that has like 3 million views.
Yep. That's where it comes from. Zizu, any thoughts on any of this?
When does this game come out? November?
I'm not sure. They're doing a reveal on September 9th.
Okay, they'll probably say release date on that then.
Yeah, it'll probably.
I'm just assuming this game's come out in November, which that's when like every game is coming out, I believe. Yeah. So I won't have time for this.
What are you going to be playing instead?
Cyberpunk.
Okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I hope Cyberpunk lives up to the hype, to be honest. Like, that's a game that if it disappoints.
Me too. It's been delayed a lot for reasons, so I'm hoping they're fixing everything. Like, they can delay it again if they're still having problems. Like, I'm happy they're delaying it. So
yeah, if it drops and it's great, I will accept all delays. That's perfectly fine.
Exactly.
Yeah, so.
Now, Subject Kid in the chat is saying that they'll probably make something new with zombies, like a battle royale. Is that? Do you think like a zombies battle royale?
If they do something like that, then it might be like a just more open-faced kind of map style, maybe. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead and speak on that if you'd like to.
No, I'm sorry. Also, no, what I was thinking, the zombies battle royale, how they could do it is Nerdy. Do you remember the that Halloween event in Apex Legends, where if you died, you became like a shadow ghoul or whatever?
Yeah. 100%.
Like, imagine if they did that for zombies for a battle royale. Like, one person is a zombie, or they have like NPC zombie, or whenever you die, you turn into a zombie, and you can now go and chase all players that are alive.
Oh my God, that would be unbelievable.
Well, they did that for PUBG, I believe. They had like a little, I think it was only for PUBG Mobile, maybe. I'm not 100%, but I do remember seeing something like that. So they might actually go that avenue. That's not a bad idea, especially with October coming up and Halloween and.
Assign one person to a zombie, and then once that zombie gets somebody,
it just spreads. It's infection.
It just spreads. Oh God, that would be unbelievable. I would play the hell out of that.
And the zone just continuously shrinks. Like, it's got its final circle placement, and that's where the final circle is going to be, and then it just slowly decreases.
Swarm of zombies just coming after one person. Oh my gosh, dude, that would be unbelievable. And then you'd have to account for so the person that wins is the person who's not zombified, and then the person who gets the most people zombified also gets something. Like, you could have several winners in a situation like that. I don't know. I can see that being very cool. Very cool. We should design a video game. Let's do it.
We should design a video game.
Yeah, let's do it. We just came up with it. Streamers Unite Zombie Royale. I mean, just makes itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
right? Release it on mobile and we'll
the winner gets Streamer of the Week.
Who wants to be a torch holder? Buy our game.
100 goes in, 1 comes out. Streamer of the week.
I am not. Once again, I am not seeing a downside to any of this, dude. Not one bit. So any more thoughts on this before we kind of move on to another glitchy game?
Yeah, it's Call of Duty. It's gonna be the
Call
same
it.
thing.
Yeah, we talked a lot about it in turn last week. So let's go to another game that seems to be kind of plagued by glitches at launch, and that's Marvel's Avengers. This article comes to us from GameSpot. Jeremy Winslow writes it, and it's Marvel's Avengers launch details, early access, day one patch, DLC characters, and more. Square Enix upcoming, which it's now released. Marvel's Avengers game release is Friday, September 4th, which is actually has a 72-hour early release, so a lot of people are playing it right now on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Stadia. Let's stop right there. Does anyone need to mention that a game is coming out on Stadia anymore? Anybody? Who?
I don't know.
Do you think Stadia is just going around paying these news companies? Like, hey,
honestly, yeah,
probably.
List. Yeah, probably. Just put us on the list, bro. People probably think we're like a discount sugar or something. They probably think they're reading stevia. Just throw it on there. It's fine.
Yeah, why is that? Stadia, man. I haven't even heard them mentioned in an article in a while, let alone like they cannot be doing well. Stadia has to be dying a slow and painful death. And not to mention with Google's like reputation of like, hey, this project isn't working, let's immediately get rid of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it might be an interesting one to speak about in the future if we get anything else on it, but it does seem to be like fading into the background very steadily. Yeah.
Next weekend, maybe next week we'll discuss Stadia a little bit and what we can wildly speculate where that's going to go.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows where it'll go, right?
Seriously. But you don't necessarily need to wait until then to play it. Early access for the game begins September 1st, and whenever you do start playing, you can expect a day one patch to be waiting for you. Below, we've rounded up all the information you need to know regarding the launch. And then it goes into when the servers go live, day one patch, one-time internet activation. For anyone who buys the game physically, Square Enix said an 18 gigabyte day one patch will be required to download. The digital version will include the patch alongside the downloads, though it is unclear if the patch is the same size. Additionally, players will have to connect to the internet at least once to initiate the download. Otherwise, unless players want to access online multiplayer, a persistent internet connection is not required. So you can play this game, at least the single player.
That's honestly a good thing. I like that because sometimes, man, your internet like skips a beat for 1.2 seconds and it sends you back to the main menu and you just get like screwed out of your game.
Let's see, 70. Yeah, okay. DLC characters. We know now that at least 2 of the characters coming to Avengers post-launch. Kate Bishop will be the first in October. The first is a 2-part story arc that will then lead to Clint Barton, the other Hawkeye, in November. Data miners have seemingly unearthed information that suggests the game may feature as many as 15 additional heroes alongside Spider-Man, who is a PlayStation exclusive. The list includes Ant-Man, Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, Mockingbird, She-Hulk, and Black Panther, among others. Crystal Dynamics may have planned a Black Panther reveal for the last Avengers War Table, but noted at the start of its stream that it had altered its plans out of respect to Chadwick Boseman. We can come back to that too. The late actor who played the character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, have any of you been watching Avengers? Have any of you guys played Avengers? Any interest in Avengers? Wolf, why don't we start with you?
I mean, I love the Marvel Universe. When the game was launching, I heard a lot of bad reviews on it.
Okay.
Like people just didn't seem like it was going to play very well. I've watched a few videos of it. I will say that I'm actually kind of interested in playing Iron Man.
Yeah.
Iron Man's my favorite Marvel hero.
You didn't like Iron Man VR.
So, other than that, I really don't know much more than that about it. I actually completely forgot that it was launching this week in the first place. So.
Yeah, I think a lot of people did, to be honest. What's your impressions of Crystal Dynamics as far as the Tomb Raider franchise, and how do you think that could have played into this a little bit?
I have no answer on that one either. I never really played Tomb Raider.
Oh, okay. Zizu, do you have any comments on this, or do you have any interest? It is a Destiny-like game. Obviously,
yeah,
it's not
that's what I was.
Loot mechanics are similar. Okay.
Yeah, like I had interest in this game when it was first announced, and then they said it was going to be like dungeony or like a Destiny, or there's another game I'm trying to think of what it was like, but anyways, like I was hoping it was more like Spider-Man. Like it would be more like co-op or four-player co-op, and you could pick whatever character and have different storylines and different ways to do it, but it feels more arcadey, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was just hoping it was just more, I don't know, different.
What do you think of like the loot? Like apparently it's going to have loot mechanics similar to Destiny. Do you think that's something that would interest you, or do you think it's just something that's like, oh, they're just copying Destiny?
I don't know. I would have to see how it works really before bashing it, I guess, because I didn't even play the beta. I heard a lot of bad stuff about it, and I just kind of stayed away from it. But yeah.
Well, one thing that they are doing that is very interesting is that they do have a battle pass system, and that system, yeah. Well, here's the
Another
kicker.
one, Jesus, man.
Here's the kicker. Each individual Avenger has their own battle pass, and each battle pass costs $10.
Oh, rip.
My
Oh,
God.
wow.
Less
So
than pepperonis, dude.
here's the caveat to that, though. If you finish a battle pass for one character, it gives you enough currency throughout that battle pass to buy the next battle pass for that character. So it's not necessarily like you have to go out and buy, 6 different battle passes.
But you do, because there's probably a season, like the time limit on those battle passes, right? So you probably have to, if you really want to finish them all, you probably will have to buy. Like you won't have enough time to grind out to level 100 or whatever it is.
Yeah, but we don't know how long their battle pass is and how easy it is to level them up. Also,
I guess that's fair.
Well,
yeah.
if it's a battle pass, it's probably
if it's a normal formula, then yeah, it's gonna that's gonna be kind of a useless mechanic. But if it's not, then if they're moving with a new way of using battle pass, then yeah, for sure. Then it might be okay, but it does not sound good as of right now.
Those battle passes are just cosmetics, correct?
Correct. Nothing that can affect in-game or gameplay.
Okay.
Just strictly cosmetics and sounds and stuff like that. But I think it's kind of like at the end of the day, like you're really hiding those behind, like a paywall like that. I feel like and not giving you an opportunity to earn them otherwise. I think is still kind of like for a game like this that's a full $60 experience. They should really think about some of that stuff and maybe making it more available during the game. But that's just my opinion, I don't know.
Well, one plus side about this game, if I remember right, all the additional characters will all be free. There's no DLCs that cost money, correct? I want to say they're all free. Yeah.
I want to say that too.
That's a plus. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that's how they're recouping it is with the battle pass system for cosmetics. Would make sense. Would make sense. What do you think about them potentially delaying the Black Panther character out of respect for Chadwick Boseman, who tragically died this last week of, I believe, colon cancer, which is awful.
The stage 4 colon cancer, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's awful.
I feel, I understand, like they would do something like that out of respect, but I feel like you should just let the character be, I mean, I feel like if you draw too much attention to it, it'll just bring further sadness. And like just let him perform the way he performed and the way a lot of people would like to remember him, not the state that he was in before he passed, but rather as Black Panther. I mean, that's just my feeling on it.
I think that this game, honestly, in my opinion, I think this game is not in any way connected to the MCU. So I think that they would have been safe, like actually releasing that character as planned. I think like just delaying it just out of I guess respect for Chadwick Boseman, that doesn't necessarily connect with me as much, just because I feel like honestly just releasing the character and letting it be who it is probably would have been almost more respectful, instead of like delaying it and just acknowledging that, oh well, this tragic thing happened, like we're just gotta be sensitive, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's a direct line of connection in which it would have to be like, all right, we gotta slow down. I mean, at least to me it doesn't seem that way. I feel like they could have just let Black Panther be Black Panther and just do what he does best.
Yeah, because Chadwick Boseman, he did play Black Panther, but I mean, Black Panther was a character in Marvel before Chadwick Boseman played him. So I feel they shouldn't need to delay the release of Black Panther. If anything, like fast speed up the process
like
of
they
releasing
get
it, just to like, hey, look, this is who he played. This is what we're going to remember him as.
But would you then be making money off of his tragedy at that point? Or
Which-
I
well,
mean,
you
like
can
what
just
Syria had said, they should just like give it to cancer research, like all the money to, cancer research. Would that alleviate some of that maybe? Or
even if they didn't do something like where they release it and they make money off of it, they could literally just start out with like, here's Black Panther, in memory of him. I hope you enjoy playing the character, etc. Like they could even do something like that, and it would still be a little bit better than delaying the character. I feel like even if whichever avenue they went there, I think it would have been better than the avenue that they took. But definitely the cancer research one probably would have been a better. Like they give you an exclusive Black Panther character if you buy the game early or something, and the proceedings of that go to research of cancers that are hard to cure or hard to treat.
Yeah.
Things like
That'd be
for
cool.
sure. Yeah. That would have been a cool avenue to go as well.
All right. So I don't know if Avengers is ever going to have an esports attached to it, but let's go into some esports news. Yeah, the Avengers esports. Let's go. This article comes to us from let's see, Buffalo Wild Wings apparently. No, Dextro. It just really makes me, there's a giant Buffalo Wild Wings ad above this article, and I really just want some chicken wings right now. It just sounds delicious. I haven't eaten all day, so that's part of my
Hey, we got to make our SU chicken wings.
Dude. Dude, this makes me want Buffalo Wild Wings right now. And I'm sad that I'm not within, I have to go about 120 miles to get to one, so. Cece, you want to go on a road trip? Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Dude, I wish both of you would have just got up and walked away. Just stick with the bit and just got up and walked out of frame for like 10 seconds.
I'll come pick you up, man. We'll go to Seattle, get some Buffalo Wild Wings. It's the official sports bar of the LCS, by the way, just so y'all know. Dallas Empire, this is an article by the website Dextrote, Dexerto, Dextro. It's by Albert Petrosian. Man, I'm butchering these, I'm sure. Dallas Empire drops Clayster ahead of the 4v4 COD switch to 2021 season. Just days after winning the first ever Call of Duty League championship, the Dallas Empire dropped their veteran James Clayster Ebanks ahead of the CDL's switch to the 4v4 format for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Clayster's Dallas Empire dominated Atlanta FaZe 5-1 in the CDL Championship weekend's grand finale on Sunday, August 30th, on their way to being crowned the champions of the league inaugural season. Just a day later, CDL announced that the official competitive format would revert to 4v4 for the 2021 season and possibly beyond, which meant that one of Empire's title-winning roster would have to be demoted. After reports of Clayster's domination began to surface, the three-time world champion announced that he is indeed the odd man out, declaring himself a restricted free agent ahead of the 2021 season. Empire decided to move with the other four next year, and I genuinely hold nothing against the org or its players, he tweeted. Only can blame myself for not doing more to secure my spot and the league for making this decision. Pretty heartbroken with how things turned out. Don't want to blow up on Twitter, but man, this is heart-wrenching for me, he continued. Spent all night sobbing and chain-smoking cigarettes. Feels super shitty to give it away, to give it my all and accomplish something, obtain the goal, and then get put back into the mix like it was all for nothing. Just want security, man. Following the announcement, Team Envy and Dallas Empire owner Mark Ruffalo made it clear that the decision stemmed solely from the switch to 4v4 and that Clayster seemed to be signing to a long-term deal if that wasn't the case. Clayster expressed similar sentiments when speaking to Empire's post-champs professional conference on September 1st, calling the format switch heartbreaking for whoever doesn't make the cut. Nobody on this team deserves to be dropped, he said. We all worked as hard as this year, and we put in equal contributions all year round. It's going to be heartbreaking for whoever it is, and I almost even want to be the one to go, just so that the four can play together. It's not clear whether or not he had been told of the decision prior to addressing the media. So let's just stop right there.
Yeah.
That's, I think, a good place to stop.
This is definitely just in competitive in general. I mean, it's hard to see Clayster, have to go for sure. Clayster's an amazing player. and he's got 3 championships under his belt, a lot of experience, et cetera, et cetera. But just for everybody in general, like this has to go along the lines of teams now. This has to go down the line. We just heard about Clayster now, but this has to go through every single team that has a 5-man team.
Gives Clayster even less chance of getting on another team. You know what I mean?
Which was, yeah. I was going to say that's another point that I was going to make as well, because now there's going to be so many people fleshed out of their teams. Well, first of all, it's hard enough to pick somebody to remove, because when you build a team like that, especially in a format in which it's supposed to be, which is 5v5, even though it has been 4v4 in the past, you built it on the premise of there's no weak spots in this team. So you want all 5 players to be, of equal or slightly greater skill than one another. So having to remove someone out of nowhere, it has. I mean, that's gotta, from a team perspective, that's gotta be like, well, which kid do you love most?
Yeah.
That's rough. That's a lot. That's really rough for a lot of those players. And I feel like in Clayster's specific case, he may. And this is just speculation. This is not. I don't know this, so please don't quote me on this. But I feel like because of his experience and his 3 championships, they may at least keep him around for consultation if he so chooses to take a position like that. Because I do feel like he still has a lot of value, and a lot of experience and maybe call outs or certain things that he's witnessed over a few championships to give to his now former teammates, unfortunately. So that might be a good avenue for him. But the other people who maybe this is just their first break, that's it for them. They just get to go, and that's
I think there's got to be. I mean, if you're on a championship team, you got to look at this like any other sport. Like football does this every year. They start their rosters off with almost 100 players, and they have to whittle it down to 52. That's just the reality of what's going on here, is that people get cut from pro sports, and they're not always the most deserving of it, but it's a decision that has to be made for the best of the team. Obviously, the other 4 players the Dallas Empire felt had more value than him as far as like a cohesive team feeling. And there's also could be stuff that's going on in the background. Maybe Clayster was, and this is pure speculation. I am not bashing him. I'm not going against Twitch rules, but maybe he was kind of an asshole in the background. You know what I mean? And that has something to do with that decision.
Sure.
I'm not saying he is, and I'm not bashing him. I'm just saying maybe there's something more going on in the background that has to do with that. You know what I mean? Like as far as his attitude during his tournaments, or maybe something else, that's going on in the background that we're not seeing. You know what I mean? That could have a lot to do with it too.
Also, instead of just kicking him off the team, why didn't they drop him down as a sub on the bench? Do they not?
I don't think they have subs.
Teams?
It's not like football where someone gets hurt.
Hold on, because
he is set to be a restricted free agent though, and they could make him a sub if another team were to offer him a position. They could match.
They do say in the article here, real quick. Let's pause there. Let's see. Where does it say? In essence, he is free to sign with any other organization that offers him a contract. But if the Empire chooses to do so, they can match that offer and retain him on their roster as a substitute. They said it's highly unlikely that organization will do that, not only because they're officially announced that the roster changed, but also because it would go against the player's best interest if he does not indeed get an opportunity to, or if he does indeed get an opportunity to start for another franchise. So they have an opportunity to kind of retain him if they want to.
I mean, but if I'm a team and I understand what Clayster has done for our team, I know it says highly unlikely, but I'd probably keep him around, honestly, experience-wise and knowledge-wise. Mm-hmm. Someone who's been 3 times to the plate and who's brought new people to the plate. Yeah, I don't think I'd just let that go and see you later, Yeah,
because if he's the reason why this team is being winning these games because of his shot calling, to be able to keep him as an advisor or a head coach even for the current team, he can help them with their shot calling on where they need to play and everything like that.
Yeah, I would. I mean, he would have tips and positioning tips, and this is what you do, and this team plays like this, and I've seen them at their best, at their worst. This
wouldn't it be dangerous too to let him go to another team? As far as hey, he knows how these 4 people play together.
That's the same thing in football, though, right? I mean, you've been on that team and you go to a different team, you still have to be cohesive with your own. I might know how all 4 people play, but if all 4 people shoot me, what am I going to do?
Well, I mean, also look at it this way, though. They're dropping it from 5v5 to 4v4. Now you're one person might not seem to like a lot, but that strategy might now completely change, because instead of having 4 people over here to take the point with one working around, now you've reduced the 4 to 3 with another person working around. So
but
you could this could completely shake up how the strategies are going to work out now. So his shot calling could be still really, right there, and he still might know the strategies, but he's not going to say like, okay, I know exactly how these 4 play together because that's how they play together with 5. No, they're going to change now because there's 4 of them instead of 5.
Because there's only 4. Yeah.
That makes sense. Zizu?
I don't know, Zizu, you got anything?
Yeah.
Not really.
Zizu's more of our like games and upcoming thing. He's not the esports guy.
I don't watch any esports.
I mean, no, but that's fine. This seems like it's gonna be, especially for them. I mean, I feel like changing it. I don't know why they would change it now. I feel like now is a very strange time to change it back because it used to be 4v4, and then they moved it up, and now they're changing it back. I'm not sure what behind the scene reasons for that would be because I don't think we have information on that, like just in general. But I do feel like if you based maybe a lot of your recruiting on, well, these 3 work good together, and then like these 2 are my wild cards, but like the wild cards work good together too. Who do you get rid of?
Yeah.
You base it on a 5-person roster, and
I'm sure
picked up those 5 people for a reason. So now what happens to your team composition?
Well, I'm thinking that too. Like, there's got to be teams on the lower end of that echelon that were eliminated immediately from these tournaments and could want to drop 2 of their players and pick him up and put him in that team. So honestly, like I can see where he might be disappointed right now, but when you're a pro and if you still are able to do what you were able to do, there's no reason he shouldn't land on his feet somewhere. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. But if you're a top tier echelon player in a top tier team and you get dropped from a top tier team, I don't know if you're moving to a lower echelon team. Especially with 3 championships under a belt, I don't know.
Money is money at the end of the day. I mean, there's a reason that Tom Brady went to Tampa Bay. You know what I mean?
That is definitely fair, but then you have the question of your value as a player. What if they don't pay like what you used to? I mean, what do you bring to the team versus what they're giving you, and what is your like maybe the reputation you bring because of how good of a player you are to that team versus the people who may not be that good on your team, and now you're losing and your name is getting ruined because you're taking L's, or you're not taking L's and you're taking W's, but now people are crediting the W's to the new person and not the other 3 players. There's so many things there that I feel like just get all mixed up, and because people like to just hop on and be like, well, that team's only good because Clayster's on it now, which has no merit a lot of the time, but people love to stir the pot.
Maybe that was just a piece missing. You know what I mean? Like, it's that one spark or that one person. I mean, because like you said, like changing it from 5 to 4 has implications. Why wouldn't adding someone into a team of 4 that was not doing so well could have, impact that in a positive way? You know what I mean?
That is definitely fair. Yeah.
So one teammate can easily drag down an entire team,
especially when he's good at calling out.
It's just like the saying, you're just as strong as your weakest link.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, if you're in a 4v4 and your one teammate keeps dying at spawn to like a grenade or something, now you're down 3-4 in like the championships. You think those people are gonna give you a break? They're definitely gonna push like extremely hard. They have another person advantage. Even if they trade, they're still up a person. If somebody goes and sacrifices himself to get shot while you shoot the other person, it's still 3-2, and so on and so forth. Like, you already won in numbers. Now you have to still be careful, but numbers is a huge advantage.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
There is a lot of things to think about there. I don't know. I don't know if you have any more to say about it, Wolf, but that's just my 2 cents. I don't know. I feel like there's just a lot of discourse that's going to come from doing something like this.
Well, we can't predict the future on that. We'll just have to wait until next season at the end of the day. But speaking of next time, right? Here's my transition. It's about time to end the show, so we'll see y'all next time.
Next time on Streamers Community Unite podcast.
We're learning. We're all learning. So I was kind of spying. It looks like, Wolf, we don't have a lot of questions right now from the chat that came up or anything that came down. Did you see anything, or did you get any information on that?
I did not. No, I think we had a few people say they were watching, and the question that was asked earlier was answered. So, but if anybody does have any questions now, go ahead and speak up. We'll answer anything from the community, streaming, or what we talked about today. Like,
you want to know anything about us as well? Feel free to post those questions. This is just about
yes, ladies. I'm single. Don't worry, I answer that one for you. You don't even gotta ask it. Don't use your free question on that.
I mean, I have zero response to that. By the way, hey, we do have merch. I just got this absolutely lovely Streamers Unite coffee cup I've been drinking out of all day. That they just posted a link to our merchandise. So if you are interested in Streamers Unite gear, we do have that now. And I'm just going to go through now since we don't really have any questions popping up or anything. I'm going to go, hey, Nerdy, when are you streaming next?
Never.
What are you streaming?
I actually do not stop being funny, not never, but I actually do not have a answer for that right now because I'm going through a few things. So sorry about that.
Okay. No, it's okay. It's okay. So just keep a lookout on Nerdy's. It'd be Twitter. He's active on the Twitter.
Yes, I'm very active on my Twitter. Yes, at Jarhead Nerdy. It's my name backwards, no underscore.
Yep. It's actually honestly a lot of great video clips and just a lot of good. I don't know. You got a lot of good vibes on your Twitter, man. I really appreciate interacting with it, and just it's a good. If you want a good like interactive person on Twitter, follow that one because he's always posting stuff, posting questions, posting this or that, and I honestly have a good time responding back to him on them. So, anyways, Wolf, when are you streaming next, or do you have anything you want to plug right now?
I will be streaming after this podcast. I'll be getting my stream set up and streaming tonight. I'll be either playing Valorant or Tarkov.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure yet. I kind of get a little bit more involvement with Valorant,
Turkov.
actually.
I'm going to call it Turkov. You're going to play Turkov.
Yeah. But also this month is September is what they call it on Twitch.
Yes.
Okay. I saw that on Twitter as well. Awesome.
Yeah, I've got something that I'm working for September. I'm not going to do the full spiel here, but if you want to go check out my Instagram or my Twitter, I did do long posts about it on both of them about what I'm doing. So if you want to get involved, go check out my Twitter. It's just a WolfX Live on both of them. And I hope to see you in stream and help me out with what the plans are.
Yeah, there should be a donation. I don't want you to get into it, but there's going to be a donation aspect to that as well, correct?
Yes.
Maybe. Yes, maybe.
Yes.
Okay.
Find out next time on my page.
Find out next time. Join his stream, and you'll find out. All right. And then
Z's Mickey Mouse impressions. So.
Oh yeah. We've already been served. A guy came to my door today, and about halfway through the podcast, and dropped off a letter from Disney. Anyways, Zizu, what are your plans for streaming, or do you have anything you want to plug right now?
I'll be live tomorrow, 10:30 Pacific, and yeah, play some Destiny 2 most likely.
PM?
PM. PM.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So play some more Destiny 2, and yeah.
Any other games? Any other games you're playing other than Destiny? Or are you still hitting that grind?
You gotta grind.
I'm waiting for November. That is a job. I'm waiting for November.
Cyberpunk.
Everything comes out November.
Also follow Zizu Gaming on Twitter as well. It seems like we all have Twitters, so make sure to hit that Twitter. Find us. Our names are very similar to what they are here.
We're wild cards. We all have a Twitter.
Weird.
Whoa! Watch out.
So weird.
And then thing coming out.
Yeah, we just kind of invented it. So, anyways, and then I will actually be streaming tonight at 10:30 Pacific, 10:30 p.m. Pacific. I will be playing some Apex tonight. So, yeah, it should be a good time. I'm a Dead by Daylight streamer, but I normally playing that Apex, and I also have the new Link emote if you're interested in a dog emote. So that's always some fun. Yeah, absolutely. I kind of spammed it a little while before, but anyways, so yeah, come check me out. I'm also on Twitter as well. So come find me there. Come find me on my Twitch, and I hope to see you there. All right, so that is the end of our show. I want to thank Crispy, Nerdy, Zizu, WolfX for all helping me out today. You have just watched the Streamers Unite official podcast, where each and every week we are here to discuss the latest gaming and streaming news. I just want to sincerely thank you all for being here, and I also want to thank Motley the Crown. Motley the Crown. He is now the crown leader.
I need a t-shirt with Motley the Crown on it.
Motley the Crown, everybody.
A clown that designed the crown on a
t-shirt
right now, please. Put it in production.
If I could talk, that'd be great. Look for that on Teespring. Motley the Clown, Crispy, and Mystic Donkey for their help with production. Literally, without those three people, we would not be able to make this happen. So they do so much behind the scenes that you just watch us gabbing up here, but like literally they're the ones that make us do what we do. And then I just want to thank you all for watching, and happy streaming, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. We love you all, man. Thank you so much. Awesome. All right, and we are rating Racemona?
Yes.
Racemona.
Yes.
Awesome. Enjoy, everybody. Stick around, give them some love.